Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to break down exactly how to protect your Citrus Park home from Florida's absolutely relentless roofing climate. Whether you're living in one of the established neighborhoods off Gun Highway or in a newer development over near the town center, your roof is basically fighting a constant battle against the elements. So today, we're going to arm you with the knowledge you actually need to keep your home safe, dry, and structurally sound. So let's just jump right in by asking the absolute most critical question about your home's first line of defense. Is your roof truly surviving Florida's climate, or is it secretly failing? Most of us don't really think about our roof until there's a big, ugly water stain on the ceiling. But in our subtropical environment, well, waiting for a leak means you are already way too late. Here is our roadmap for today's explainer. 1. Florida's extreme climate. 2. Spotting hidden damage. 3. Navigating building codes. 4. Choosing materials. And 5. The professional process. All right, kicking things off with Section 1, Florida's extreme roofing climate. The climate down here in Hillsborough County, it's a completely different beast from the rest of the country, and it requires a totally different approach to roof maintenance. Just think about it. Rooftops from Lake Keystone down to the Veterans Expressway are just constantly assaulted by this relentless combination of intense UV exposure and 90-degree summer heat that is actively baking your asphalt shingles. Combine that heat with those crazy afternoon thunderstorms dumping heavy rain, plus sudden wind gusts trying to lift the shingles, and yeah, your roof is under constant attack. What this boils down to is that a roof in our subtropical climate ages fundamentally differently and significantly faster than roofs up north. It all comes down to constant thermal cycling. Shifting from baking hot days to cooler nights forces the materials up there to expand and contract endlessly, and that breaks down sealants incredibly fast. It's basically a daily, extreme workout that your roof never signed up for. Moving right along to Section 2, Spotting Hidden Roof Damage. A lot of this damage is completely invisible, happening literally right over your head long before an actual ceiling leak shows up. Knowing what to look for can honestly save you thousands of dollars in structural repairs. For instance, those dark streaks you often see on roofs? Well, they aren't just dirt or cosmetic blemishes. They're actually biological growths. This algae actively feeds on the limestone filler inside your asphalt shingles. It retains moisture and accelerates the breakdown of the roof. It's incredibly common here in Citrus Park, especially if your property is shaded by mature oak trees, like the ones over in the Woodmont area. So where do things usually fail? Well, these are your forensic signs of failure, where concentrated water flow and high winds just ruthlessly exploit the weak points in your system. You'll very often spot wind-listed shingles on west-facing slopes, just because they take the absolute brunt of our prevailing winds. We also see a ton of degraded sealants in the roof valleys. That's where two roof planes meet and concentrate all that water. Also, pay close attention to missing drip edges at the perimeter. Without them, water just runs behind your gutters and rots your fascia boards. Throw in the uneven settling of Citrus Park's famously sandy soil, which literally snaps sealant bonds, and you've got multiple invisible entry points for water. Okay, let's talk about the rules of the game in Section 3, Navigating Florida Building Codes. To combat these unique threats, Hillsborough County enforces some seriously strict building codes. And compliance here, it's not just a suggestion, it's the law. And honestly, it's what keeps your home intact during a major storm. Just look at this striking number, 130 miles per hour. That is the bare minimum wind resistance rating required for new roof installations in our region to withstand severe tropical weather. It mandates highly specific fastener patterns and approved materials. Simply put, if your roof isn't built to this standard, it just won't survive hurricane season. But it's not all about the wind. Proper ventilation is another huge, strictly enforced code requirement. Why? Because trapped attic heat will literally destroy a brand new roof from the inside out. Without specific intake and exhaust ventilation ratios, which are based on your exact attic square footage, moisture builds up, mold grows, and that intense trapped heat just bakes your shingles from underneath. Calculating and installing the right ventilation is an absolute game changer for roof longevity. Now for the fun part. Section 4, Choosing the right materials. Knowing those strict codes, let's compare the materials that are engineered to actually survive these intense Florida conditions. Your choice here directly impacts your home's energy efficiency and your wallet. Standard asphalt shingles are affordable and usually last about 15 to 20 years down here, with the newer architectural styles offering way better wind resistance than those older 3-tab versions. Now, metal roofing shifts the timeline entirely. It lasts decades and brilliantly reflects heat to lower your cooling bills. Finally, concrete and clay tile roofs. They can last up to 50 years and withstand incredibly harsh weather. Though it is super important to note that the underlayment beneath those tiles will still require a full replacement right around the 20-year mark. The absolute biggest takeaway here is that upgrading to Class 4 impact-resistant shingles is a highly strategic move. Sure, standard shingles meet the basic wind codes, but Class 4 shingles are specially designed to resist heavy hail and flying storm debris. And here's the best part. Because they offer such superior protection, installing them very often qualifies you for some serious wind mitigation discounts on your homeowner's insurance. Bringing it all home with Section 5, the professional replacement process. Let's demystify how a legit, professional, code-compliant replacement is actually executed, totally minus the stress. This is where quality workmanship makes all the difference, and having a structured, transparent process is what actually protects you. It starts with a really thorough inspection, featuring photos and measurements, which is crucial evidence if you're ever dealing with an insurance claim. Then comes the scheduled installation, ensuring all proper permits are pulled and modern synthetic underlayments are used instead of that outdated felt paper. Finally, a meticulous cleanup involving magnetic nail sweeps, followed by the final county inspections and manufacturer warranties. This step-by-step process is exactly how you avoid those out-of-town storm chasers who grab a deposit and, poof, disappear. And doing the job right with a permitted contractor directly translates into financial ROI for you. Getting a post-installation wind mitigation inspection documents essential features, things like hurricane straps, sealed roof decking, and secondary water barriers. You submit that report to your insurance company, and you get to watch those premium savings just accumulate year after year. So I want to leave you with this one final thought to really consider before the next heavy afternoon thunderstorm rolls through Citrus Park. Are you waiting for a costly ceiling leak to dictate your timeline, or will you take control and secure your home against the Florida climate today? Small, proactive investments in maintenance and timely inspections are what prevent major, expensive surprises. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Be sure to look up and check your roof's health this week.